Someone wrote to the Independent newspaper with a dilemma over splitting the bill. She says she was invited out for a boss's birthday dinner. It was to a restaurant where the set menu before drinks was £55 per person. She drank only tap water. She ate the food that had been pre-ordered, but when the bill came, she was expected to split evenly with people who'd eaten much more than her, drunk more than her, and were paid much more than her. What would you do in that situation? Would you pay up or would you speak out? What do you think, Nicola? She's the lowest paid person in the restaurant.
So I would pay, but what I would say is she shouldn't have had to. I think that we should be mindful when we're going out with people, you know, in friendship groups, you know someone that if they're pregnant, they haven't drunk, that they shouldn't have to split the bill if you're down in rosé, as I would be. You know, if you go out with someone and they order, you know, lobsters and, you know, fillet steak, but this person's only ordered a salad, I think you have to be mindful, and I think it doesn't have to be split equally, in my opinion, because else you're alienating certain people from your friendship group to not want to come out and eat with you. And I would rather pay more and have everyone there.
And I think if you're the boss, for goodness sake, pay the bill.
It feels like that the boss was really unself-aware. Like, how can you sit there knowing you know what she earns?
Yeah.
So why are you not volunteering to actually just pay for it?
I'm a bill splitter. I think you should always split the bill. Unless someone's not drank alcohol for whatever reason, then you just split the food. But I hate it when you get to the end of a meal and then all of a sudden people are like, I've got to get my calculator out and figure out that I had this beef tartare for £7.77 and this steak for £36.49, and then they try and add it up. And then they always get the service charge wrong and it turns into this massive thing. And I just always think it's easier to split it, and normally it's either plus or minus £5 what you've had, and the next time you go out for dinner it all sort of evens out. So I just think it's much neater just to split it.
But does it change the balance of a relationship if the wealthiest person always pays for everyone?
Yes, of
Like
course
in
it
a
does.
friendship group.
In a friendship group, so you've got a wealthy friend who always picks up the tab.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I sometimes feel that that's not such a good thing.
Bad,
I think it's good to allow people to pay for their portion. I think it puts an equality in the relationship. Not always, because sometimes
I also think that sometimes
give.
if you go out with a man for dinner, I find sometimes I feel that if I'm paying, also for him, not just for me, but if I'm paying, I'm kind of in charge a bit more. And then I can ask for the bill when I've had enough, and then I can decide to say, you know, he might say thank you the next day or he might not, but I don't have to thank anyone else. I sometimes think you're kind of in charge of yourself if you're paying for the dinner, when you don't owe anyone anything, and you certainly don't owe them a kiss or a fumble on the way home if you pay for the bill yourself, I sometimes think. All right, let's go to Andre in Essex. What do you think?
I think they should be equal. We go out for meals quite a bit with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend has a bottle of wine. I don't drink. We've split the bill fairly. Even if the person on the left-hand side, if they've got lots of money, it doesn't matter. You still pay your fair share, because if they don't have a lot of money and you've got some money in your pocket, it's very helpful to help dip into your pocket and be grateful to help, really.
Okay,
Vanessa.
what about the sort of old-fashioned view that you're the bloke, you pay, your girlfriend's knocking back a whole bottle of wine, you're having water from the tap, but you're still sort of traditionally expected to pay? Does your girlfriend ever think that you ought to be paying for her?
Yes, that's right. I always pay for my partner.
Oh, you do?
Because it's fair to. You can't expect your girlfriend to pay the bill, can you? When you go out with a nice young lady.
And so does she ever offer? Does she ever say, Andre, you're always paying, you're never drinking, let me pay?
No.
Okay, well, Andre, lovely to hear from you. Let's go to Ray in Suffolk. Ray, what about it in a big group of people having dinner? What would you do?
We'd normally pay for what we've had. So I was out on Friday with 8 people and we paid ourselves the bill.
OK, well, Albie looks horrified.
I just could not imagine anything worse than being in a group of 8 people and all of a sudden... I mean, how long did it take, Ray, for you to all calculate your bill?
We don't have to do that. Most restaurants will just do it for you. You go up to the counter, you say what you had and you pay your bill.
Was there a big discrepancy? Was there a big discrepancy between...
No, it came out exactly right. We do it a lot of times. It always does.
I always end up paying the service charge when people do that.
Yeah, people do. And what happens with the service charge, Ray, when you do that?
You put your own service charge on when you pay.
Right.
So,
and so
we did it individually.
Okay, so you didn't find it was a bit difficult saying, well, hang on, I had the prawn cocktail. Wait a minute, you didn't have a starter. You had 2 salads. I only had a mashed potato. Wait a second, hang on, wait, hang on, you have to take your shoes off to start counting your toes, and the whole thing just turns into a nut. Or maybe you're all just really good at maths, Ray.
No, it didn't matter. We do the same thing every time, Vanessa. We've done it for years, so we always pay for what we've had. And
Is it one particular restaurant where they're really good at working it all out for you?
Well, they don't have to work it out. You just tell them what you've had, and they pop it in the till, and you pay that amount.
Sounds like a great place, doesn't it, to take all the headache and all the sort of aggravation out of the whole situation. That sounds like a really great idea. I mean, Albie, if you could do it as simply as just saying, well, I had this, this and this, and they do hand... there have been so many situations that I've been in where I've been so annoyed that someone has been fumbling about like 30 pence or something, that it's just set me against the idea of calculating things individually, and I always just think it's just easier to split. I can't be bothered with the aggravation. Has anyone ever had their child offer to pay for them in a restaurant? Or is that just part of the parent's job that you always pay for your children wherever you go? I've paid for my mum before. Have you? Yeah, I've paid for my mum lots of times. That's very sweet. Yeah. That's very sweet. What do you think? I think my children have paid for, a couple of them that earn, have paid for me. Yeah. Are yours too young to pay for you? Mine are too young, yeah. My 19-year-old has started earning, so let's see. But I don't think I'd baby my kids, Vanessa. It's a stupid thing to ask me. They're never going to pay for me, are they? I seem to tell my children, I don't quite know how I managed to do this, but I seem to tell them that when you get your first pay packet, it is traditional to take your parent away for the weekend. Away for the weekend. And I love that teaching. They both did. I don't know why. I think I just made it up, but I pretended it was just part of the Bible somewhere, that it was absolutely obligatory. You had to pay to take your beloved mother on a delightful trip somewhere. And they both diligently did it. I love that. Absolutely magnificent. First pay packet, you know. Good parenting. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's so nice to be able to do that for your parents, though. I actually really enjoy buying dinner for my mum, or buying dinner for my dad, or buying dinner for my sisters. When you can do that for your family as a young person that's come up to a position where they can, it's a really nice thing. Yeah. I really love it. It's one of my favourite things. Actually, better get on to the boys, Nicola, and say, I was just, working with Albie, and he says you're going to feel so great if you take me out for a lavish and expensive dinner. You must do it. It's just not going to happen, is it? It might. No, I will let them when they earn enough, but I wouldn't want to take it. I mean, they're young. Yeah. My youngest has just started refereeing. He gets £35 a game. I'm not going to make him. He can take you for a drive-through, right? Thank you so much.